Right then, lads and lasses, how we're doing, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Jody Josh. It's great to have you all back. We've got some more Newcastle United news today, as we have every single day. Fingers crossed we'll always have these news keep pumping out, otherwise there'd be nothing on the channel. Anyways, without further ado, there's quite a bit of interesting news today, actually. Some thing that we don't normally get. It's about kit deals, and of course Adidas plays a huge part in this. It's all about Adidas. We're going to get on to exactly what they are doing for Newcastle United. They are making Newcastle United an elite team. More of that later, because it's quite interesting, it's quite exciting actually. We're a part of a very, very small minority who are an Adidas elite team. We'll get into who else is one. And of course, Ruben Neves to Newcastle United, as of now, is completely off. The player is settled at Al Hilal, and he doesn't want to leave regardless of the Premier League vote today, which disregards party-associated loan deals, which is so aimed at Newcastle United. Do you know what? We'll get more into that later. But anyways, without further ado, let's get on with the news, ladies and gents. We'll start off with Ruben Neves. We'll quickly glance over this one, and then we'll get on to the big news, which I am really excited to talk about. I'm still learning this myself, and I'm very, very excited for the future, and a blast from the past in that sort of category as well. Anyways, without further ado, David Ornstein just put a tweet up today, just about a couple hours ago. He put up that Ruben Neves is not expected to leave Al Hilal. He's happy there, he's settled there, and this is regardless of what happens with the Premier League vote. If party loan deals are allowed or disallowed, he is still not rumoured to be coming to Newcastle United. Now, many fans believe this was all sort of thing to do to kind of blur out what's going on in the background. He just wanted to get the other fans annoyed. But I don't know. I genuinely believe we were interested in Ruben Neves, as we always have been. I mean, why not? He's a fantastic player. He's passing, he's vision, he's long shots, he's long passing, he's short shooting, he's free kicks, he's penalties. He's an unbelievable all-round great player, and 26 years old as well. He's not exactly getting on, is he? I mean, technically, he's wasting his career in the Saudi Pro League. I mean, we all know why he's there, but he does look like he wants to come back to the Premier League, no matter who that is. Just a couple of days ago, we were getting news that he's open to a sort of move to the Premier League, even if it wasn't Newcastle. Now he's just set to stay at Al Hilal. David Ornstein also said no one has approached Ruben Neves, and no one's actually talked to Ruben Neves about the possibility of moving to the Premier League. Now, this only tells us, with the dismissal of Sandro Tonali, who is so unfortunate. I mean, you can see that top there. I'm going to have to make another video on this properly. Of course, I've glanced over it, but I love Sandro Tonali so much. I mean, I don't want to move into it too much. But anyways, we are going to need a new midfielder in the January transfer window, no matter who it is. But we need a midfielder. We've got injuries. And before the start of the season, bearing in mind, I was thinking this is one of the most stacked we've ever been in a certain position in a very long time in Newcastle United's history. I mean, in centre mid, who did we have? Bruno, Joe Linton, Longstaff, Willock, Tonali, Elliot Anderson, Lewis Miley. I mean, how many players do we have there? And of course, other players can play in centre mid as well, like Lewis Hall. We were so packed. And then, of course, they get injured. Tonali's dismissal through a suspension. It's not great for Newcastle, but we are definitely going to need a midfielder. And when we talk about midfielders, there's only one, isn't there, really? I mean, it's Calvin Phillips. We could go out and get anybody if we sort of work our way around with FFP. But look, Calvin Phillips, he's always been sort of brought up in any sort of transfer discussion, especially when we need a midfield area. Joel Bland also confirmed a long time ago, well, I'll say a long time ago, probably a couple of days ago, 3-4 days ago, that he is our midfield priority. And of course, Eddie Howe is a big admirer of Calvin Phillips. The main and obvious negative is that he doesn't play much football. He doesn't play for Manchester City. But we've seen him past, and even some England squads in the Euros, I thought he was half decent. We've seen him past Leeds squads, of course, some of that was in the Championship. Under Marco Bielsa, that's his name, sorry, I have a complete brain fart there. But under Marco Bielsa, he was a great footballer. Let's admit, I mean, his passing, his vision, his range is unbelievable. If we can get that out of him, I'm taking him every day of the week. And if there's one manager, even if I wasn't a Newcastle United fan, that I would trust to bring the best out of a player, undoubtedly, it's Edward Howe. It's undoubtedly. Anyways, onto the Adidas news, which I actually can't wait to bring you. Now, finally, onto the Adidas topic, which excites me a lot. Now, more of this is going to be of the older generation, but there is definitely some of the newer generation as well. I'm talking about age groups here, of course. Starting with the old generation, of course, we've heard and we've kind of hoped that Adidas, which is going to be our new kit sponsor from next season, our new kit suppliers, which, with all due respect, thank God they are gone. I mean, did they produce bad kits? I don't think this is bad whatsoever. I love it. I mean, Sella, of course, is the sponsor, but Sella goes very nice with the kit. It's sort of in the background of what Castore do. It's not great whatsoever. I mean, the packaging, the way they shipped it to some people, and it was just complete mistakes on the kits. I mean, there was some of the kits were coming with completely different badges, and especially this bit here where it's like Newcastle or Newcastle or whatever it was. There's just so many mistakes and kind of rookie mistakes from Castro. Of course, they've never had such a high standard of a club in Newcastle that they've had to supply kits for. Maybe they weren't actually ready for how much kits we were going to sell. They've got it with Wolves. They've got a brand deal with Wolves, of course, but they're not a club of our size, respectively. I mean, we are absolutely massive in kit sales. We're just a global fan base now, as if we didn't sell an enormous amount of kits previously. But on the Adidas, what will they bring? And what is this new elite team what Newcastle United are going to be? Well, first of all, yes, you heard it correctly. Adidas are set to make Newcastle United an elite team. There's just a handful of teams which are going to be these elite teams. Let's take a look at who already is an elite team now. Now, I'm just reading the names out here. These are the teams which are already elite teams which Newcastle United will join in this category. And I'm going to explain what being an elite team means for Adidas. Newcastle United will join Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Juventus, Arsenal, Flamengo, and Manchester United as elite teams. I mean, even though I've just said Manchester United there, these are worldwide, global famous, absolutely enormously exposured clubs. And we are going to be one of these. We're joining, like it says, an elite crew. It's very exciting. But what does that mean for Newcastle? And what is being an elite team? Now, being an elite team, unfortunately, doesn't exactly impact the players on the pitch. But what that means is, of course, they're our kit supplier. It impacts our kits. These elite teams get special kits. And Bayern Munich's, by the way, their third kit. For me, it's a change of the badge. Would I like to see that for Newcastle United? I would just. I mean, some of the badges we've had in the past, I know I'm 17 years old, I've only ever experienced this badge, but there's some I really, really like. Many people were hoping that Newcastle were going to get a blast from the past kit, of course, the 1990s era, yet again. I wasn't born then, I was born in 2006, but my dad has got some kits in his wardrobe, and even just the photos of images of the old players, Lee Clark, Shearer, Beardsley. I mean, these kits and the Asics kit, is that how you pronounce it? Even them sort of kits, they were absolutely gorgeous. But Adidas, I was at an event with Pete Graves and Rob Lee at a classic football shirt event. It was a free event. It was pretty decent as well. They were speaking about the importance of the kits and what it is to just put on black and white. Rob Lee was saying that he loved putting on black and white. He didn't really not want to wear the burgundy because they love black and white. He'd never seen anything like some sort of fans just wearing black and white to go out and do the shop, and he didn't know anything like that anywhere else. Of course, he come from Charlton. With all due respect, I know they're not a great team now. They were half decent then, but still, there's not a big fan base as Newcastle. But as I was saying, Newcastle fans were hoping that there is going to be a blast from the past retro kit, and fingers crossed there is, because they look absolute beauties. Was it 2017-18? We got the burgundy sort of strip back. Actually, I've got this here. As you can see, I've got this kit here. Jose Perez, 2017-18, I believe it was. If I'm not, please correct me. Signed, of course. Oh, I absolutely adored Jose Perez. Of course, there's no sponsor. I was basically a child then. I mean, I was a child, not basically. But I loved Jose Perez, and I love this kit as well. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, is the original. Yes, it is my dad's. I mean, look at that, man. It's an absolute thing of beauty. I think it's great how someone like me, who is 17 years old, who genuinely was not even born when these kits were about, still finds them beautiful, still treasures the past, even though I wasn't born then. It's engraved in you as Newcastle United fans, and we treasure those old times. We're reliving them now, and hopefully them old kits can give us a blast from the past, and we can crack on with them. Imagine if we lifted a trophy in a retro kit. That would be unbelievable. So that's what being an elite team from Adidas means. We get basically special kits, and of course it's kind of nice that we're in a small category, but a very extremely high profile name category. I mean, just listen to some of the names that were in there. They have dropped some stinker kits though. When we're talking about elite teams, I mean, look at Arsenal's. That, I don't know if it's their away kit or the third kit, but that is an authentic elite kit, and that is absolutely rotten. It genuinely looks like one of them tropical slugs you find in a forest. I mean, it's disgusting. But anyways, on to the last bit of news, which does involve Napoli's star winger and one of the stars of world football, Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. Now, Fraser Fletcher, who is a Scottish journalist, has said on Twitter to watch out for Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, obviously hinting at the fact that he could be possibly leaving Napoli. We've been linked with him before. Do I want Kvicha Kvaratskhelia? And that is actually, I think that's genuinely correct how I pronounce it. It's a mindful, it's a kit supplier's worst enemy as well. Imagine putting all them names out. They'll probably be losing money with the amount of money that the text costs. But anyways, he was rumoured or hinted to be leaving Napoli, of course, saying Fraser Fletcher said, I'm sure he said, keep an eye on him. Look, we've been linked with him in the past. He's an absolutely unbelievable player. He's got ball control. They're calling Maradona in Napoli. I mean, it says it all, doesn't it? Of course, he's not as great as Maradona. He'd be an absolute world star. Not he is a world star, but a world star. His ball control in the world is probably top 3. I mean, he's unbelievable. His dribbling's fantastic. He hasn't been on form with his goals as much this season, but he has just scored a double not long ago. Look, there's of course a player in there, and yet again, who is the man to get someone out of a player out of a player? It's our manager, Eddie Howe. But look, the thing with me is, if he's from Napoli, no matter how good he is, respectively the Italian league, the Serie A, he's going to have to leave, isn't he? I mean, they don't have the funds. The league's underfunded. All of the stadiums are underfunded. They need to renovate them, and they just haven't got the money, which the Premier League does. If we could turn any single team's head with money, as could any other Premier League team, I mean, they don't have the power to hold on players as the Premier League does. The Italian league, if somebody turns their head, they turn their head and they're gone. Napoli will take that money like nothing's the matter. They'll go and buy someone else. But look, that's all due respect to the Italian league as well, because I absolutely adore Italy, hence why I adore Tonali. Look, I spent my time there. I adore, on a personal level, I adore Italy. I love it more than England. Seriously, I do. It's a beautiful country. But anyways, that's it on Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. No current links, nothing current being said with Newcastle United and him. Just clearing it up that he is kind of on the move and he is maybe turning his head away from Napoli. I mean, I wouldn't blame him. It's not the most renowned, beautiful league that the Premier League is. But with all due respect, we could turn his head. Who knows? He's available. Let's get it done. But anyways, that is today's news. Of course, with Adidas making us an elite team, Ruben Neves not set to come to Newcastle United, and Kvicha Kvaratskhelia open to moving to any sort of club. I mean, he wouldn't downgrade, but open to any sort of Premier League club. Fraser Fletcher says keep an eye on this one in the transfer market. Thank you very much for watching, lads and lasses. I hope you're all okay. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Thank you very much for watching yet again. I love giving these sort of news with my new setup. It's absolutely fantastic. So if you did enjoy today's video, I would kindly ask you if you could drop a like. It kind of sort of reimburse my hard work from editing, recording, investing on all the sort of equipment. Thank you very much for watching today's video. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We'll give daily news on here, and of course match day content as well, if that's previews, vlogs, or instant match reaction, which I am sort of straight to the point on them as well. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Geordie Josh. Go and enjoy your day, you people. Smash whatever you're doing. Thanks for watching.